I always like to tell people that Cedarhurst exists because two people fell in love.
John Mitchell grew up in a family that was well educated.
Eleanor was an art teacher and had a love of art. They were visionaries.
When they decided they were going to build the museum, they were really hands-on with the whole process, designing both the interior and exterior. The Mitchell Museum officially opened to the public in November of 1973. The opening of a major art museum in small town Mount Vernon was a huge deal. The volunteers from the beginning were what made Cedarhurst. That goes back to when the counselors were hanging the artwork for the different exhibitions in the very beginning. They were recruiting members and sending out the renewal letters for the initial membership program. The Mitchells had an affinity for American Impressionist artists. They are the artists that you would see at the most fabulous, renowned museums in our country. And we have a wonderful, beautiful slice of that right here in Mount Vernon, Illinois. The first really organized program, I would say, started in 1977. It was the Cedarhurst Art and Craft Fair. The name we think about when we think about the craft fair originally was Pat Lips, who really spearheaded that program for a decade and really defined it as the craft fair that we see and know and love today.
We were one of the first craft fairs in the country. Little Mount Vernon and this awesome museum, to do that just is over the top.
After that, the formalization of a music committee and dedication to the chamber music genre, that all really came about in 1979. That's credited to Carl Schweinfurth. Everyone knows the music series was his baby.
The musicians came from across the country, around the world, to come and perform in our museum. And just the joy of listening to all this beautiful music of different kinds in our hometown. Can't help but fall in love with it.
In the 80s, when they started having more coordinated performing arts programs, putting together the school performing arts series for different schools, most of that is attributed to Kathy Kelly. They really started emphasizing being a partner to the schools.
We got kids coming all during the summer. We got kids coming during the school seasons as well. It gives a child an opportunity really just to explore and express themselves in so many different ways. And to me, that's just such an important component. It's all educational.
In 1995, we officially dedicated the Cedarhurst Sculpture Park. When Bonnie Speed was curator and Jack Goldman was one of our counselors, they really in earnest started development of the Cedarhurst Sculpture Park.
Bonnie Speed came to the museum in '91, and she really lifted the place dramatically. And she and my dad worked together on the sculptures. It was their mutual passion. This is a serene place where you can come and connect with the water, nature, and intertwined in nature is some of human achievement, arts and sculptures, and it's a place to maybe reconnect and have a little peace for a short period.
In 2008, they held the grand opening for the expanded and renovated Mitchell Museum.
Sharon Bradham really is the one responsible for setting the Mitchell on kind of a new course, if you will. We needed to be doing strategic planning. We need to be doing some things in order for this to grow. She had the foresight to make that happen.
Once we completed the expansion and renovation, we were really able to expand our programming on a very community-friendly level.
Having the performance hall that gave us the ability then to offer chamber music. The most important one is the Beck Family Center. And thank you to Bill and Barb Beck for being very instrumental in that funding.
The expansion helped the buzz of Southern Illinois start to speak of us as that jewel that we know we already are.
At that time, the Schroed Art Center opened.
Sue Schroed was an amazing woman. She was our trusted weaving teacher for over 20 years. I think Sue would be so happy and proud of the Art Center today. We continue to grow, we continue to thrive and change. This is a living, breathing community center.
I've especially enjoyed living across the street and having a front row seat to all of this. There's something here for everybody. If you like music, they'll have anything from blues to classics. There's never a time when I don't want to come over here to do something.
We owe a huge debt of gratitude to the people who have made the last 50 years possible. Our trustees, our staff, our volunteers, our donors. It's the people who have made Cedarhurst what it is today. And with your help, we know that we will continue to be a huge resource for the Southern Illinois community for 50 years more.